This club is hiding something away, and I'm starting to feel a little bit more suspicious every single day, because I feel like there's something going on. I feel like there's something that this club is not telling us. And listen, I'm going to tell you guys what I'm thinking. I'm going to tell you guys what I'm feeling. I'm going to show you guys why I'm feeling this way. And by the end of this video, we can sit down and come with a conclusion. And most important thing, let me land. Let me land with which direction I'm going with, and let me land with what I'm trying to say. By the end of this video, you tell me, bro, Faysal, bro, you're thinking too deep. Or, yo, you're actually cooking. There's something, I feel the same way. I feel that's something, listen, just hear me out. Hear me out, hear me out. Listen, I'm sure you guys have seen the news. Antonio Rudiger is out. We all know about the news. Antonio Rudiger is out. David Alaba is out. David Alaba, we all know about. David Alaba, we all know about his injury record. We all know about what's happened 2 years ago. The ACL injury was ruled out for the whole of last season. He comes back literally last month and now gets injured for another 2.5 months. Ferland Mendy is injured, but his injury is none of my concern. I want to talk about him, and I want to talk about Antonio Rudiger. What stood out more than anything else? It's not the fact that Antonio Rudiger is injured. I think every single Madrid fan has known over the past couple months, and Rudiger has been forcing to play. Like, Madrid has been forcing Rudiger to play. We all felt like Antonio Rudiger, you could see it in him. You could see it, him wearing the ice packs every single way. You could feel something off was about Rudiger. This is why this season, I feel like his performances has been dipped massively compared to last season. But what confirmed it to me, and what pissed me off even more, is what he put on his IG post. Not, by the way, when I say pissed, not towards him, towards the club. And this is what he said. After I've played more than 7 months with severe pain, it was unfortunate, avoidable, that I had to do a surgery. So you're telling me Real Madrid has known for the past 7, because it's been confirmed by Mario, that Rudiger has been taking painkillers for 8 months. 8 months, including for training. Let's do the maths. April, March, February, January, December, November, October. Hold on. Let me do that again, fam. Let me do that again. April, March, February, January, December, November, October, September, fam. So it's pretty much since the beginning of the season, which makes sense, because I felt like after last season he played excessively. Last season he played every single game. Yeah, he played every single game. Everyone's out. Militao was out. Nacho was out last season. Alaba was out last season. He had to play with Chimeni. Last season he had to play every single game, every single minute. He did not even have a break, because straight after that it was the Euros. Germany reached the quarterfinals. So they reached far. Fam. So he didn't even take a vacation. He took a small vacation and then, boom, straight back to the European Super Cup against Atalanta. So Antonio Rudiger never had a break, never had a vacation. I felt like the injury started with the whole Germany and it approached into the season. So you're telling me Real Madrid knew this. The transfer window ends beginning of September. They knew that Rudiger was injured from August and they never said anything about it. Which means from August till now, you had a window in January, which you know he's injured. You knew there was something off about him. He's taking painkillers every single day, yet you still decided not to sign anyone. Now you come out, as you guys have seen, with the Dean Huijsen news, Real Madrid are not interested in signing him, which makes no sense because they feel his value is too much. And bear in mind, I don't know if you guys have seen it, Dean Huijsen has got a release clause, a stipulation, which means that the club who signs him is allowed to basically pay in 3 years installment. They don't have to pay the full 55 million release clause. They can pay it in 3 installments. So you can pay 20, 15, 20, you can pay 10, 35. Bro, you can pay it in 3 installments. And Real Madrid are still choosing not to do it. Okay? Hear me out now. Hear me out. We're going through a lane here. Go back over the past 4 to 5 years. Real Madrid has only really made 5 transfers. And that is, if my memory stands to me correct, correct me if I'm wrong down in the comments. Jude Bellingham, 100 million. Tchouaméni, 80 million. Camavinga was about 4 to 5 years ago for about 35 million. Arda Güler was about 20 million. Fran Garcia, I think we signed him as well a couple of years ago for like cheap, 8 million. Yeah? Real Madrid made some departures. Casemiro left. Varane left. But, the biggest loss for Real Madrid was the stadium. The biggest loss for Real Madrid, let me change the screen around for a little second. The biggest loss for Real Madrid was the stadium. They invested heavily. They invested over 800 million, which bear in mind, they never paid it in one go. They, of course, took a loan from JP Morgan, and that loan is pretty much on a 25-year, it's a 25-year loan deal, yeah, which they're paying it pretty much every single year. That stadium rebuild, of course, is a massive, massive thing. Concerts, X, Y, and Z, yeah. It's gonna, in terms of revenue for the next decade, it's gonna make Real Madrid some income. But I feel like, this is my now observation, I feel like the stadium has turned out to be a loss more than an actual positive so far as of right now. I'm adding it now into other things now. I'm looking at it from in terms of element point of view. I feel like the reason why we've signed those players, the likes of Jude Bellingham, the likes of Arda Güler and Fran Garcia, all in one window 2 years ago, is because of the fact Gareth Bale, Isco, Marcelo all left Real Madrid. So that wage bill, which all of them were getting paid about 15 to 20 million a year, they all disappeared. So now you can bring, now that's pretty much allowed open space to sign those kind of players. The reason why I feel like we haven't managed to sign anyone in terms of since now 2 years ago. So now, if you go back now from 2 years ago, we haven't signed anyone. We haven't signed anyone now. Yeah, Endrick came this year, but we signed him the last year. We paid the money the last year. So as of the past pretty much 12 months, we haven't signed anyone except for one man, and that is Mr. Kylian Mbappe, who is seen in front of the whole world as a free transfer. And this is what Real Madrid are pushing. This is what the narrative that this club is trying to push to the whole world and to the fans who are deluded, who are innocent, who feel like they can betray and they can make fun of and take advantage of. Mbappe was free. This is what we do. We sign free players. Rudiger was free. Alaba was free. What a lot of fans don't know, those players are not free, bro. Those players, money are invested into them. And when I mean money, I'm talking about 2 things and 2 things only. I'm talking about a signing bonus and I'm talking about the wage. The last 2 free transfers, David Alaba and Kylian Mbappe. David Alaba got a 22 million wage bonus. Sorry, a signing bonus to come to Real Madrid. And right now, his contract is the second highest in the club. Everyone is getting paid about 10 million. Jude, by the way, no. Jude, our top 5 earners is Fede on 16 million. 16 million. Fourth place, Jude, about 20. Vinny, third, 2,500. This is why Vinny is not going to sign an extension, but hear me out now. That's a debate on its own. That's a problem on its own. Alaba is getting paid 22 million a year, and Kylian Mbappe is getting 31.5 million a year. So Mbappe, his signing, we already made him number 1. We already broke pretty much the structure of the club and basically made him as the highest earner. But that is not the killer. The killer is the fact that we gave him a 150 million signing bonus. So Mbappe was not a free transfer. The myth about Mbappe being a transfer is fake, fam. Mbappe was worth 150 million just for him to come to the club. So we already spent 150 million club. On top of that, the wages that we're paying, man. We're paying Lucas Vazquez 8 million a year. We're paying Luka Modric 10 million. This is why he's extending every single year. This is why, listen, I feel like Vinny, there's been reports that hear me out now, the last couple months, the reports about Vinny's going to sign, Vinny's going to sign, Vinny's going to sign. The last couple of reports has been saying Vinny's camp has come out and said, that's not true. We have never signed a contract with Real Madrid. Those speculations are all false. We haven't signed. We've sat down with them, but the numbers has not been agreed. I feel like this is my observation on the whole situation, and I'm gonna relate it back to the Rudiger situation. My observation with the Vinny situation is that I feel like Vinny has asked for a number which is higher than Mbappe. I feel like the signing bonus that Madrid gave Mbappe has pretty much damaged the whole structure in terms of financially for this club. I feel like everyone knows that Madrid gave the 50 million sign bonus to Mbappe. And I think all the players are now aware of that. And everyone knows he's getting paid 31.5 million. And Vinny and Jude are looking at each other. Yo, I was here last season. You were here last season. We both won big things last season. We won the Champions League. We won the league. Vinny, you were here 3 years ago and you won the Champions League and the league. Vinny is basically saying, I want an extension, but I don't want to be getting paid more than Alaba. Alaba means nothing to me. He's only getting paid 2 million. I definitely have to be more than Alaba. But I want to earn more than Mbappe. Look what I did last season. I competed for the Ballon d'Or last season. I should have won the Ballon d'Or last season. So I think the reason why a number has yet to be agreed, I feel like Vinny's camp are basically demanding him to be worth more than Mbappe in terms of money. And then Madrid are basically saying, I don't think you are worth more than Mbappe. I feel like we can give you 25 million. We're not going to get you close to 31.5 million, which Mbappe's earning. And if that becomes an issue, the Jude situation is going to become an issue because Jude is going to ask for an extension pretty soon as well. Jude's going to ask for an extension as well. So now I'll relate it back to the injury situation. This club has known for the past 8 months that Rudiger has been injured. This club has known that Militao has had back-to-back ACL. This club has known Nacho had just left us. This club has known that Alaba was out with an ACL. Yet this club didn't even decide to sign a centre-back or a defender, whether last summer or whether this winter. Which now begs the question, what is going on? I've always looked at the whole Madrid are broke. I've never actually fallen into it. I felt like it was all myth. It was all trolls. But now I'm starting to actually question things now. And this is where I want you guys to let me know whether I'm going too deep or whether I'm actually bugging about this. I don't think that we're broke. I think there is something off about it, and I think the Mbappe signing has damaged us financially. This is just my opinion. The stadium, we spent about 800 million on it. And that's a loan. That's not even us pay. That's not even us giving it. I feel like, and this is my observation, I feel like we're not going to sign anyone this summer. And Alaba is not leaving this summer because of his wage bill. He's got 1 more year left in his contract. No club is prepared to take his contract. Why would you pay 22? Why would you equal or match 22 million in a year for someone who's in his 30s and injury prone? Why would you do that? Even Saudi, the only way for Saudi to do it is if Real Madrid basically pay half of it, which I don't think this club is prepared to do. So I feel like what Alaba's going to do is very similar to what Mariano did and what Gareth Bale did, if you guys remember. Real Madrid tried every year to offload Gareth Bale because Gareth Bale was earning 30 million at Real Madrid. But Gareth Bale basically waited to this last day of his contract and said, you know what, I'm out. Ma'as-salama. Gareth Bale basically said, I'm not leaving, bro, till I earn every penny that I get. And David Alaba is the same thing. His contract ends not this season, the following season. And that's why I feel like Madrid at the moment, they're looking at the whole wage structure, and in terms of money, they're not prepared to do anything till another player comes, till someone offloads. Trent is coming in. This Donny is getting a signing bonus, and this Donny is minimum, and I'm guessing minimum about to earn 20 million. I feel like he's going to become top 5 already. I feel like he's going to become more than Fede. Fede at the moment is the 5th place in terms of wage earners, and he's on 16. Trent for you to attract Trent, for you to bring Trent away from Liverpool, his boyhood club, the Scouser, for you to bring him to your club, you must have promised him a signing bonus, and you must have promised him, you're coming out and you're earning 20. You're chilling with Jude and you're chilling with Vinny. You're definitely in top 5. So now he's coming in and he's earning big money. So why would anyone think that Madrid is going to sign a centre-back this summer? The news of Rudiger and the news of Alaba to Madrid is a positive news. Because I feel like for Real Madrid heading into next season, they're going to look at a couple of things. They're going to say, all right, Rudiger's going to come back in August. We're blessed with that. He's going to be healthy. Alaba is out for 2 months, but he's going to come back. He's going to have a whole season. He's going to miss the Club World Cup, which means he's going to recover for next season. Militao is going to be back next year, but fam, they're relying on someone who's had ACLs, not 1, but 2. Bro, 1 ACL is crazy on its own. Back-to-back ACL, forget just 1 foot on your both knees. That's a ma'a salama, bro. You're never going to recover, especially as a centre-back. They're going to look at Raul, look what Raul has done. They're going to look at Chimeni, look what Chimeni has done as a centre-back. They're going to look at Juan Martinez, who's the new prospect, and say, Juan Martinez, who's, by the way, he's just had an ACL, he's going to come back with the team next season. And they're going to look at Jacobo Ramon, let's play next season. Real Madrid are not going to be signing anyone. So in my opinion, the following season, when Alaba's contract runs out, and then they sign a centre-back. And that person most likely is William Saliba, who ironically enough, his contract ends the following season. So Real Madrid, bro, we're basically playing, we're trying to play, all right, his contract ends, let's go for this person. His contract ends, let's go for this person. This is what we did with Isco, Marcelo, Benzema. They all left us and they're like, all right, cool. Benzema left us and Marcelo left us and Isco left us. Now we've got the money. We've freed some space up. Let's sign Jude Bellingham. So now Real Madrid's looking at, all right, cool. Lucas Vazquez earned 10 million. If he leaves, we can add that 10 million onto Trent. And if Alaba leaves next season, we can add that into another centre-back. Bro, we're a mess. Florentino Perez is a mess. And what I've seen, especially now this year, for Rudiger to say he's played with injury for the past 8 months is disgusting for this club. It's absolutely disgusting for this club. The fact that you knew he was injured and he's been taking painkillers and you're still forcing him to play, that's disgusting. And you didn't even do anything about it. You haven't done even, bro, your defenders now is Vazquez, Raul, Vallejo, and Fran Garcia. That's your defense for the whole season. 5 more games to go, including a game against Barcelona at Nou Camp. This is what you guys have led to. This is what's led to now. That we are now in this mess because of your decision making and because of decisions which, in hindsight, is looking like an absolute mistake now. You look at now the Mbappe signing. Was it worth it? Was it worth it? Was the 150 million sign bonus worth it? Could that have maybe provided and used onto something different? Of course, you're never going to say no to Mbappe. You're never going to reject the idea of signing Mbappe. I don't think any Madrid fan would have said that. But now in hindsight, now looking at it in terms of numbers, in terms of the situation, in terms of circumstance, in terms of context, this season has played out absolutely wrong. And now if Xabi Alonso comes in, are you going to guarantee him the signings? Are you going to guarantee him the pieces? Or are you going to tell him, you've got the players, try to play with it, and try to do everything? I can't lie, yo. Is that why Carlo Ancelotti has pretty much stayed in Real Madrid? Because Carlo, as we all know, he's a yes man. I think Carlo has asked and demanded Perez, Calafat, I want him. And they both looked at him like, you're not the person who says what you want. We told you who you're getting, bro. So how about you stay, you manage the team, and say yes, and be a good boy, fam. Don't tell us who you want to sign, fam. We bring the players, you just stay there. And Carlo, he's a yes man. He's like, okay, cool. That's why every press conference He comes out and says, I'm happy with this squad. I'm happy with this squad. I'm happy with no signings. I know you're not happy, but you're faking it. Is Xabi Alonso going to be a yes man now next season? Listen, man, this is what I feel like is going on, because I genuinely think, I know it's been said Madrid is broke. I'm starting to question it now. I'm suspicious about it now. I feel like Madrid are hiding something, and it's something deep. It's something real. Because you can't tell me now, I've just gone through the timelines, the injuries, the contract, everything. You can't tell me all of that is just a coincidence. You can't tell me it doesn't pattern with each other. It doesn't relate to each other. There is something going on, and we, as a fan base, deserves to know. Let me know down in the comments what you guys have got of your own theories, maybe. If you guys agree with everything I said, let me know why. If you guys disagree completely, if you guys think I'm bugging, fair enough. But I feel like this right here, after I've played more than 7 months with severe pain, this told me a lot. This told me that this club have got no shame at all, bro. This club, disgusting behavior.